Thanks for joining us for This Week in Jacksonville Business Edition. We're on scene today. We're at the headquarters of Money Pages in Jacksonville with the leader of Money Pages. This is Alan Worley. Alan, thanks so much. This is really cool. As we started talking about, hey, what could we do in terms of your company? There's a lot of growth. There's expansion happening. I want to go back because as my calculations are, if you started in 2001, so this is like your 25th year. Yeah. Doing this. Tell us about how that started, and then I want to talk about how you're expanding right now.
Well, the start was really exciting because what brought me to Jacksonville originally was radio. So I've always wanted to be able to help the community. And during that time, I was able to see a way to communicate and carry out a message to the city of Jacksonville and help local businesses with a controlled message. And so we started it in 2001. And it's all about helping the community and then helping readers save money. So it's a fun and warm circle of business to be in.
Somebody hears Money Pages and they think, oh yeah, I've seen that in my mailbox.
Right.
That's not where the industry starts and stops right now. Tell us how things have changed over these 20 plus years.
We've really listened to our clients and listened to the readers. The mailbox is still very powerful. It's still our magic bullet. But we have diversified because our clients was enjoying the experience with what they were getting from Money Pages. And people would ask us, hey, do you guys do any app exposure, or do you have any social media experience? And we would say no. And do you guys do anything with behavioral marketing? And we said no, because we wanted to stay in our lane. And so as we continued, we listened and we have diversified, and we do have an app. It's the Money Pages app, and it's geo-targeted. So it really helps every neighborhood in every city that we're in, and it follows you wherever you are, so you can see all the businesses that are around you when you pull up the app.
And that was going to be my question. Geo-targeted. So if my address, my zip code is down in St. Johns County, but I'm traveling elsewhere in Northeast Florida or whatever, it changes what I see about on the app. Is
it
that right?
does, which is helpful to businesses, because a St. Augustine business can purchase the St. Augustine magazine. But if I live at the beaches here or in Mandarin and I go to St. Augustine, I can pull up the app, and now that St. Augustine business is on my app. Or if I go to another city, all of those businesses are on my app. So it helps the businesses be able to expand their coverage, but it also helps the readers have access to savings at all of the cities that we're in.
All right, so Alan Worley is in radio sales. He says, I've got this idea. He launches in 2001. What were the early days like, and how did it come to the point where now you're franchising and expanding, and we'll get to more of exactly what's happening there in a moment.
It was a grind. It's always something new every day. It's fun. I enjoy being able to see businesses go from one size to another. It's pretty awesome to say that I have clients who have been with me, Kent, for 20 years in the publication and haven't missed a beat. So it's exciting to see that we work hard, we maintain the relationships that we have, we expand, because as we grew, our clients wanted us to grow the territory. We started on the east side of Jacksonville. So we didn't have the circulation we have now from the beginning.
So when you say east side, that's Arlington, or where is that?
East of the St. Johns River.
Okay.
And so we started with about 170,000 circulation, and now we go to the total of over 1.3 million homes in 17 different cities in multiple states. And so it's grown a little bit.
So more recently, I read that it just expanded, that just in the month of April, for the first time, there's Money Pages Gainesville. Also in Atlanta now, is that right?
Yes, we've been in Atlanta. That's one of our inaugural franchisees. They have 5 territories with us and just expanded into the Alpharetta area with another territory. So we're really excited to see their growth over the last 8 years. And then we joined up with a publisher, Fritz, in Gainesville, who's been publishing for years. And we were talking together one day, and we had this synergy about us that we're like, hey, what if we could bring our system and all of our staff and support to help you kind of streamline, go to the next level, so you really can just have more time to grow the relationships that you have in the market. And over a meal and some conversation, next thing you know, here we are. And Gainesville was published a little over a month ago.
And what I saw in reading the news release was that Fritz was like, you know, it's more than just I want to do money pages. It's what can I bring to my community? How can I better serve those clients that he has, the businesses that are there? Is that accurate?
It is accurate. He was able to take the publication that he was doing and add all of the other assets that we offer digitally to now his clients. So we have other exclusive mail products that he can offer. We have the app he can offer. We have the behavioral marketing. Have you ever seen those ads that follow you around on your phone? And we have the ability to really target different individuals in the community with a message that's trackable so you can get a good sense of ROI. And we just have the way of doing it in many different fashions, from video, direct mail, behavioral marketing, social media. Fritz has been able to take advantage of all of that in Gainesville.
What is the franchise process like? I was reading a little bit on your webpage about the franchising opportunities, but what does that look like? And are you reaching out to people, or just people coming to you and saying, hey, I'd like to know more, maybe this is a fit for me?
Well, we'd love to have more people come and ask us about it for sure. We're in 17 cities outside of Jacksonville, including Amelia Island, and we go as far south as Ormond Beach, New Smyrna. And, we work with a number of brokers. So we have a broker network that our team works with. We have a VP of franchise sales, and we also have someone that is in charge of the training and marketing and helping support our franchisees. And they work directly with brokers. And those brokers send us leads. So it's almost like we are part of a real estate portfolio, if you will. And our business is one of 3 or 4 businesses that a broker will show a potential candidate. They reach out to us, and it's our opportunity to showcase our system.
Yeah, interesting analogy. I appreciate that. It helped me kind of see what we're talking about there. So when you've had kind of the growth that you've had in these recent years, does it kind of whet the appetite? Ooh, we want to do more. We want to be able to serve even more areas. Or is there some caution that you have about, I don't want to do this too fast or have it be too much to handle?
Well, we've been really strategic with our growth, because that's the reason we chose to go the franchise route, because we wanted our franchisees to be have invested in their community and taking it very serious, because it's all about finding the right candidate to bring this to their city. And we want someone that is community oriented and wants to help their community and enjoys saving readers money. And again, it's a fun business to be a part of, because I haven't met too many people that do not like to save money. Whether they're buying a hot dog or a Mercedes, everybody likes to save money.
Yeah, the percentage I'd save on the hot dog versus the Mercedes, that might be a factor for me. I'm curious about this. What would you describe to people who are watching or listening to the podcast here about how what Money Pages does helps grow the economy, grows the certain areas that people are working with you in?
Well, now with Jacksonville specifically, as popular as it is, and so many people
growing.
are coming to this area, we give a local business the ability, in a way that they can afford, to tell their story to their neighborhood. And so the way that we're able to have the economic impact is we're able to invite readers to go in and visit new businesses, existing businesses more often, in a controlled way of exciting people, of saving money and showcasing what they have to offer for each one of our clients.
Yeah. You said something earlier that caught my attention. I know there's been a big change in these last several years where so much more has gone digital than hard copy, than the printed material. But you said what shows up in the mailbox is still the secret sauce. How did you describe that?
It's the magic bullet.
The magic bullet, thank you.
If the mailbox goes away, we're in trouble.
Well, why does that still make such a big difference?
Well, good question. It makes a difference because with Money Pages, you have to take it out of the mailbox and either look through it or throw it away.
But you get people touching it either way.
That's exactly right. So which is very difficult with today's environment. You can't be guaranteed to have so many eyes on a project or on a campaign. And especially with digital, it's so competitive. So this again gives a way for a local business to have a substantial presence in their surrounding areas. They can look as big as a national company and be able to have something that is custom created just for their company, printed, put into a publication, and mailed directly into the home for hundreds of dollars. So the investment is very cost efficient for our clients.
What's the feedback you get from clients on that?
Well, I mean, everybody wants to pay cheaper rates. I mean, that's their job, is to try to work us down. But you know, with a change in the economy, we have had to increase our rates, and we've had great relationships with our clients. And I'm grateful that they do understand what is happening in the world, and they've been very receptive to growing with us as well, because I mean, everyone has been hit recently and is paying more for really any and everything that they touch. So it's been great.
Alan Worley, we've been talking about growing through franchising. Well, you've grown your staff a little bit here too, and so our next guest, you'll get to hear from her, but tell me about this. For the first time, you said you got a VP of sales.
Yes, so I was really excited to have the opportunity to work with Sarah. So Sarah and I have known each other for a number of years, and her experience is what has impressed me the most, because as we continue to go next level with our corporate company as well as all of our franchisees, I was really looking for someone that had the knowledge and the skills, that understands top line revenue and gets excited about it, because we all do. We're definitely a sales organization. But equally important, she understands the health of below the line and why we have to make the changes that we make. And she has a lot of experience growing a team, and she has a great track record of growth and success of where she came from at the Jacksonville Business Journal. I have known Sarah through the Gator Bowl Association, and we've been on a number of boards together, and I think our personalities complement each other very well. So I feel very blessed to have been able to hire Sarah.
Sarah Pomposa, what do you see, what's the track of Money Pages with her on board and some of the changes that she'll bring?
I think the track is continued growth with a new bit of excitement, new ideas. She's going to bring some fresh ideas that we probably haven't thought about just because of her experience. We're going to continue to grow our sales team, and I know just since she's been here, we've launched 2 or 3 sales contests that has already continued to get our staff excited and motivated to go out and expand, because that's what we want to do. We're all called to really help the community with all of our clients. The nice part about our company is we're the only locally owned and operated publication like this in Jacksonville. So all of the clients that invest in us, that money stays in the city of Jacksonville. So it's really nice.
Yeah, really nice to get to talk to you. Alan Worley's been our guest here, but don't go anywhere. Short break, and then Sarah is going to join us for more of our conversation here on This Week in Jacksonville Business Edition. Here we are, still talking Money Pages in Jacksonville, but Sarah Pomposa is with us. We got to know each other, one of those previous things. You were a publisher there for Jacksonville Business Journal. Obviously, the roots go deep in terms of publications and that kind of. Tell me about getting connected with Money Pages and Alan Worley and what your role is here.
Yeah, so I moved here to Jacksonville 8 years ago now. Was with the JBJ for 7 of those years. And like Alan had said, we met different organizations. One of the big ones was Taxslayer Gator Bowl, being on the various committees and then other boards and that kind of thing. And that's kind of how our first business relationship developed, and we got to know each other and grew in that relationship, and here we are.
What are some of the similarities, or what are the things that even drew you to this opportunity?
So I actually remember when my husband and I first came to Jacksonville, we're both absolutely horrible about making decisions of where to eat, what should we do, that kind of thing. It's what do you want, you pick. And I remember I was like, you know what, we've got this Money Pages, so let's just pull that out and we're gonna get in the car and I'm gonna flip pages and that's where we're gonna go.
No kidding.
And then developed into looking at the app and being like, here's where we're going to go. So I had known about it.
Because
then
you were
I met,
a user.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then I met Alan, and then it's kind of a natural fit because, I've led teams before, I've grown an audience, I've worked with the community and businesses. My husband and I also own a small business, so I see the value of what it means being a small business owner and having a vehicle that can get your brand and your business out to your local neighborhoods, your local communities, and even people coming into town and pulling up the app and seeing what to do and that type of thing. So I got excited and yep.
Yeah, so you heard me talking to Alan. So founded in 2001, Money Pages here in Jacksonville. But throughout this growth, there have been lots of changes to the industry. What have you experienced, and what can you bring in terms of making sure that you're modern and forward thinking and all of those sorts of things that are going to be important as Money Pages continues to grow?
Yeah, I think with my background, when I started, I think it was 16 years ago when I started with American City Business Journals in Tampa, my role actually was centered around subscriptions and the print publication. And then I kind of watched that evolve into the digital newsletters and then the advertising opportunities and all that kind of growth in the various markets that we had. So I think kind of bringing that here and seeing, obviously 2001 print, mailbox, but all the different things of being able to have people target their audiences where they're located when they're coming, like I said, traveling, driving around the city, various things, and just seeing kind of that digital footprint, go out and grow more and more, and taking that to our audience, to the businesses that are with us and the clients that are with us, and showing them that there are more ways than just obviously the print in your mailbox, which is still powerful, to get out there, and ways that they might not even know that they can target, the people in the community that are looking for, the opportunities within the publication.
Well, let me ask about your target. Who's the ideal client for Money Pages? Small businesses, any kind of business? Who's the person you're looking for to work with?
I would say small to medium businesses, local businesses, local people that have local companies that want to deal with their community. So it could be anything from home improvement, but also those brands, like I said, when Chris and I came here, it was going and finding what to do in this new city that we had. So I think a lot of restaurants, retail, entertainment options, anybody that's looking to go do things, I think those small businesses that can grow and expand their footprint, and maybe they start out, they have one store, and they're getting the recognition and the branding within that neighborhood or community that they live in, thinking about opening their second location, they've built that up, they can go to their next location, and we're right there with them. So we can help them, expand into that. Or if they have a niche in the marketplace where it might not just be the neighborhood that they're in, but they can service all of Jax, they can pull people into their brand and their business using us in the different neighborhoods that we're into.
What's the most fun for you in terms of casting that vision and having somebody say, yes, we want to start, or we want to continue our work with Money Pages?
On the client side, I guess seeing where they are now and just helping them continue to grow on the brand, or coming up with new ideas for them so that they can expand and grow, maybe into audiences and segments that they didn't think, that they were reaching. But on the internal side of things, I'm really jazzed to be leading a team again. I like watching teams grow. I like watching teams work together, helping build our business and helping build businesses in the community. So that's just super exciting for me to be able to have that again, and work with a team and build something, with us internally, but also with our clients in the community.
Yeah. Early on in this role with Money Pages for you, but those 7.5 years publisher for Jacksonville Business Journal, what's the difference between being a publisher and your role now, this VP of Sales?
The main difference is I don't have a newsroom here, but everything else is very similar. I'm still working with communities and the businesses in the community, and then obviously my sales team here is quite a bit larger than it was at JBJ, but it's a good opportunity. But yeah, I would say the newsroom is kind of the biggest difference. whereas we're taking the businesses and their message out to the community just with that and not with the storytelling of the editorial side.
Well, one of the stories, and maybe we wrap up here, Sarah, but one of the stories for Jacksonville and Northeast Florida, the state of Florida, so many people moving in right now, top 4 or 5 in the nation for places that people are moving to. What's that tell you about the opportunity for Money Pages and the potential growth that's out there?
I mean, there's so much growth potential. When I drive around, I look and I see, like, we went to the beach in Flagler over the weekend, and took A1A all the way back up. So driving through all of the different towns in, Northeast Florida and saying, ooh, there's that opportunity. Oh, there's that. I think it's exciting. And to see the influx of people, not only moving and living here, but also, tons of people come and visit our community all the time, and really trying to figure out how we can shine and bring businesses to people living here, growing here, and also visiting us.
Is that some of the marching orders to the staff? Hey, go take a drive and look out the window of your car and see the opportunities and go sell.
Yeah. I think when you're doing something for so long, you kind of are like, oh yeah, you're used to, your community, but like looking around and being like, oh yeah, there's this, there's that, working with the different business organizations and meeting the new members and all the people coming in, you always see something. As long as you're looking, you don't miss it.
Yeah, got to keep your eyes open, right, for those opportunities.
Yep.
I'm so glad somebody opened my eyes to get to talk to you, Sarah Pomposa. We talked with Alan Worley today as well. Thank you so much for joining us for this week in Jacksonville Business Edition. Wherever you find your podcast, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. New episodes come out every Thursday at 9 a.m.